Hey everybody, I'm Brittany. I'm a volunteer for the CRPS Warriors Foundation, and happy Friday. It's Fight or Flight Friday. Today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to identify bad coping skills and defense mechanisms this week, and then next week we're going to learn good coping skills and how to replace the bad ones with the good ones. So I have mentioned how warriors are very susceptible to mental health disorders. So the combination of chronic pain and mental health can lead to these maladaptive behaviors. This is due to a lot of stress, and it can also have a really negative effect on the warrior because it can increase their sensitivity to pain. What is maladaptive behavior? This is any type of behavior that a person can display that interferes with their ability to be a part of their activities of daily life, and it affects their ability to adjust and participate in particular situations. The origins of the maladaptive behaviors, it's a defense mechanism, it's a reaction defense mechanism and coping skill that we can create as a response to an event. This can be trauma, being emotionally invalidated, being treated poorly, and we develop these behaviors. The tricky part with these is that at first it can really look like it's helping us. We might feel better because these behaviors are going to protect us initially from any unwanted thoughts and feelings in situations that we don't want to deal with. But long term, they're very hurtful and can have really dire consequences. So let's look at what adaptive behavior versus maladaptive behavior looks like. So adaptive behavior is when an individual can use their internal abilities to control or function despite the fact that they are in severe pain, and they can attempt to deal with the pain and push through. This is active coping. Maladaptive is passive coping. This involves helplessness, relinquish all control, and just avoiding what we don't want to deal with. So more examples of maladaptive behavior is avoiding, withdrawing, being passive aggressive, substance abuse, emotionally numbing ourselves, escaping, focusing only on the negative side of things, never seeing positive, having intrusive thoughts, daydreaming, procrastinating, self-harm, binge eating. We're going to blame either everybody else or we're going to blame ourselves for everything. There's behavioral disengagement and risk-taking behaviors. The long-term effects, if we continue to display these and just let it go, is that we're hurting ourselves and making it harder the longer we push it off because we're reinforcing all the fear of the certain situations that we're avoiding. So the bigger the fear, the harder it is to get over. We also push everybody away when we withdraw. So we've pushed our family, we've pushed our friends away, so we don't have any support. And also by doing this, we're withdrawing, we're avoiding, so guess what? Our social skills are going to be a little bit rusty because we haven't had to use them. And this also is going to affect our work and our education. Our accomplishments and achievements, they're going to be gone or very little. And we're going to avoid anything that we don't want to talk about. And that means we're not going to make any decisions, big decisions that we don't want to make. So altogether, all said and done, the long-term effect that blankets all of those is that this completely will deteriorate your mental health and your physical health. So the first step to correcting these behaviors is being able to recognize that we're displaying them and what pattern that they have in our life. After we can identify all of that, then we can start to work towards replacing them with positive coping skills. So next week on Friday, we're going to go over a bunch of positive coping skills that we can use instead. And we're going to talk about how we can actually replace the maladaptive behaviors with the ones that will actually really help us. I'm going to go over all the different options that there are out there for coping skills, at least touch on them, and give you resources to find other ones next week, okay? So we'll see you then.